So this is a tough question. You're just gonna, you know, probably want to rewind this video a couple of times, watch it nice and slow, and replace your numbers with replace my numbers with your numbers as you go along. Okay, so you probably already read through it, but the big idea here is that we have $10,000 we're trying to invest. Okay, we don't know how much goes in the 3% account. We don't know how much goes in the 4% account. So I said, let's say X is the amount of money in the first account. It could be $1,000. It could be all $10,000. It could be something in between. It could be $0. Then that means the amount in the second account is going to be 10,000 minus X. Okay, and the rationale for this is that, hey, if you put $1,000 into the first account, then the second account has to be 9,000, right? 10,000 minus 1,000, because they have to add up to make a total of $10,000. So that's an expression that's going to help us with the P part in the interest formula. Okay, that's going to help us with the principal. So let's start trying to make an equation for the first account. The interest we make in the first account is found by taking the principal, which means the amount of money we put in the first account, which we called was X, times the rate, times the time, which is just 1 year. So you could put times 1 here, or you could just forget about it, because anything multiplied by 1 is itself. So this is the amount of interest in the first account. So we can't solve. There's an I and there's an X. There's too many variables to solve there. But let's take a look at the second account. It says the interest earned in the second account was $183 greater than the interest in the 3% account. So take that I, the interest in the first account, and increase it by $183. That's our I for the second account. And remember, the principal is the amount of money in the second account. We said that's going to be 10,000 subtracted by X. And then we need to multiply by 0.04. Okay, so we've got two equations, and it probably looks messier than when we even started first thinking about this problem. But this actually lays the framework for how we're going to solve, because now we have two equations that are talking about the same amount of money. You can take I and plug it into the second equation. I is X times 0.03. So I'm going to replace this I in this equation here with 0.03x. I hope that's okay. I just switched up this order, right? Instead of saying X times 0.03, it's easy to write 0.03x, because that's the conventional way of writing it. Everything else is going to stay the same. I copy down the second equation. Just instead of I put X times 0.03. And now I have an equation I can solve. Okay, I'm going to distribute this 0.04, like we've learned with the distributive property. So if you do that, 0.04 times 10,000, that's 400. And 0.04 times X is 0.04x. And then we're trying to get X by itself, so it's on both sides of the equal sign. Let's add 0.04x. So it gives us 0.07x plus 183 equals 400. Can subtract 183 from both sides. So we get 0.07x equals 400, subtract 183, that makes 217. And then divide both sides by 0.07. So get 3,100. Okay, so the amount in the first account is 3,100. So that means the amount in the second account is just the 10,000 that we started subtracted by the 3,100 we invested in that first account, so 6,900. Okay, so what you'll want to do is replace my numbers. Like if you have 187, plug in 187 wherever you see my 183 and try to follow those steps.